Angle A and angle B are complementary angles, which means they add up to 90 degrees. So angle A plus angle B equals 90. Angle A measures 32 degrees, so we can substitute the number 32 in for angle A, and we know that you're going to add something so that it adds up to a total of 90 degrees. From here, we do opposite operations to figure out the missing angle B. The opposite of 32 is a negative 32. And by carrying out our subtraction, we're going to get 58 degrees. Angle B is 58 degrees. Problem 2, angle X and Y are supplementary. Angles that are supplementary add up to 180 degrees. So, in other words, angle X plus angle Y is equal to 180 degrees. And they also tell us that angle Y measures to 65 degrees. So we're going to substitute the number 65 in for angle Y. And now we know that if we add some number, angle X, to 65, we're going to get up to 180 degrees. Just like last time, we're going to use opposite operations. The opposite of adding 65 is subtracting 65. By carrying out our subtraction, we're going to get 115 degrees. So X is equal to 115 degrees. All right, using the same principle, we're going to look at some medium level problems. Angle J and angle K are supplementary. All right, now we know from the easier problems that supplementary angles add up to 180 degrees. All right, so that's our expression. Now, they tell us that angle J measures 9x degrees. So even though we don't know exactly what it is, this is the expression. So we're going to write 9x degrees. And the parentheses aren't really doing anything, so we could include them, but we don't have to include them. So you could draw it or you could erase it. All right, they also tell us that angle K is 45 degrees. So we're going to substitute the number 45 degrees in for angle K. And this is our expression. Now, this is just a two-step equation that we've been solving by, using our opposite operations. So put a box around it that tells us to leave it alone. And the opposite of adding 45 is subtracting 45 to both sides. Our final step, we're going to divide by our coefficient number. That's the number inside of the box. And if you divide by 9 on both sides, you're going to get x is equal to 15 degrees. So, x is equal to 15 degrees. And that's all they wanted to know. What is the value of x? So we can just stop right there. Question 4. Use the figure to find the angle at which the ball hit the floor, x. All right? So one thing that we really need to notice in order to make this easier is that if I combine all these angles together, so angle x, 70 degrees, the other angle x, it makes a straight angle, which is 180 degrees, right? I'm going to change that color. We'll go to blue. So in other words, x plus 70 plus x equals 180 degrees. We can put a 1 in front of each of these x's, so that's 1x plus 70 plus 1x. Now we can combine like terms. 1x plus 1x is 2x. 2x plus 70 degrees is equal to 180 degrees. And from right here, you can solve it like a regular two-step equation. Put a box around it that tells us to leave it alone. Then do opposite operations. The opposite of 70 is, or of plus 70 is. By carrying out your subtraction, you're going to get 110 degrees. The 70s cancel out. And what's our final step, guys? You're going to take your coefficient number inside of that box. That's your dividing number. So you can do the opposite of multiplying by 2, divide by 2. And that's going to get you your x value, which is 55 degrees. So x is the angle that the ball hits the floor and exits. All right, last problem. It says find the measure of each angle in the given situation. All right, and so they're complementary angles, h and I. So what that means is that angle h, whatever it is, plus angle I, whatever it is, they're going to add up to 90 degrees. Right? Now they tell us the expression for h is x plus 7, and they tell us the expression for I is x minus 5. So if we add x plus 7 and x minus 5 together, that's going to give me 90 degrees. It's just h and I. Now, we can do the same thing we did last time. We can put a 1 in front of each of these x's, Combine those x's. 1x plus 1x is going to give me 2x. If I have a positive 7, take away 5, that's going to leave me with 2. So 2x plus 2 is equal to 90 degrees. From there, I'm going to solve it just like I solved all the other ones. I'm going to put a box around the variable term. That means we're going to leave it alone. The opposite operations says instead of adding 2 to both sides, we're going to subtract 2 to both sides. Leaves me with 88. And now I have 2 times x is equal to 88. My last step is going to be to divide by the coefficient number in that box, divide by 2. So x is equal to 44 degrees. But we're not done, guys. They want to know what is the measure of angle H. Like, what does that equal? And what is the measure of angle I? What does that equal? Okay. Well, that's not so hard because now we can just replace the x with 44 degrees and figure it out. So if h is x plus 7, then that just means 44 plus 7, which is equal to 51 degrees. And I is just going to be x minus 5, so that's 44 minus 5, which is 39 degrees, right? And if I have 51 and if I have 39, those will add up to 90. If I add those together, it's 90 degrees. So I know that it works because complementary angles add up to 90 degrees. So now we know H is 51 degrees, I is 39 degrees, and now we're done.